down on the team right now. There's only one change, and that is Clayton Westerman coming into the second row, and he'll be playing in number 16. So it's Rose in the fullback, Beatson and Connell on the wings, Gilmore and Curran the centres. 5'8" is Argyros, who's now back in there, and Campbell goes to halfback. Henry the lock forward, Westerman in second row. His other second row partner is Gary Smith, and the front row of O'Neill, Gary Prickett making a welcome return to Lang Park, and Gary Cox is the other front rower. Prickett, of course, a state hooker of last year, tremendous player, was going to sit this one out so far as representative matches were concerned, but he's back there and playing for the Wide Bay Bulls, certainly when they needed him, because they weren't getting a great deal of possession, and I'm sure he'll be ready to put in a big one here this afternoon, George.
Well, of course, Billy, he's got to be one of the players who will be looking at the state jersey once again for the State of Origin matches, even though he didn't play the last one last year. Kinescu went in there. I'm sure a good one from Gary Prickett today could put him in good standing there, Billy.
Let's have a look at the Eastern Suburbs lineup for the match this afternoon, and there is one change, of course, and that is the player Mark McDonald is coming in now. McDonald will be on the wing instead of Steve Stacey, who is out. The fullback is Gavin Payne, and in the second row you'll have, in the centres rather, Payne and Tangle, McDonald and back of the wings, 5'8" is Holborn, the halfback Brigginshaw, and the lock forward is Brett LeMan, second row Cavill Hugh and Zach Sara, and the front row is Paul Kahn, Jeff Ash and Shane McNally. So it's McDonald coming in on that wing in place of Steve Stacey. So here's Eastern Suburbs in attack. They're about 20 metres inside their own territory as Jeff Ash comes up as dummy half. Pretty warm conditions out here at Lang Park today, and it'll sort a few of these players out, I'm sure. Ball is going to be lost by Easts, but the referee to play the knock on. It was dived on very quickly by the winger out here in Shane Beatson, but the referee to pack down the scrum. The scrum is midway between the quarter and halfway down inside East territory. Ball into the scrum by Brigginshaw. He gets it across over there to LeMan standing out. Quickly standing along the back line, that's Tingle. But he's going to be wrapped up very quickly. The Wide Bay defence moving up. That's Curran first in for the tackle. From the play the ball now, away from dummy half. Going up there will be McDonald. And he's going to be tackled about 10 metres short of that halfway. From the play the ball now. It's Brett LeMan going up there. Eastern Suburbs with Jeff Ash coming up as dummy half. From the play the ball now. Kick coming in by Brigginshaw, a big long one. Back over there is Rosen, the fullback. He's going to let it bounce and takes it a couple of metres in from touch. Turns around, starts to move away from Jeff Ash. Now cutting across towards the quarter line is going to be nicely tackled over there by the kicker in Larry Brigginshaw. Away from dummy half. Wide Bay trying to fight a way through, but no chance of getting there. Player going to the ground with the ball this time will be the 5'8" in Campbell.
Check 1-2.
From the play the ball now. It's Wide Bay in possession. Cutting up the centre there will be Henry.
Check
Gary
1-2.
Prickett comes up as dummy half. Back over there to Campbell, Argyros, Curran. Curran knocked to the ground in the tackle. About to play it now. Wide Bay, 10 metres short of that halfway mark. No points on the board, but the end of the tackle count, and a scrum about to pack down. 10 metres short of the halfway, still in Wide Bay territory. Down it goes, in by Campbell. Referee wants it in again. Waiting for the scrum to pack down again. Screwing around. Picked up by Brad Backer on the far side. Very quickly got it back to Brett LeMan. He's going to be knocked over. Getting up to play it now. East in possession. Taking it up there. Still a couple of metres inside Wide Bay territory. Going to be lost. Dived on by Greg Holborn, the referee to play the knock on. And so we'll have a scrum coming up just on the halfway mark. Knocked on by Cavill Hugh on that occasion. Henry, how do you see this game coming up this afternoon? One change, of course, in the Eastern Suburbs lineup with Stacey out, but most people would expect them to be too solid for Wide Bay.
Yeah, if McDonald goes to fullback at the moment, I just see a couple of scrums going, then we're going to have problems there. I see the halfback from Wide Bay putting the ball in high. He had no tunnel at all and nothing was done about it. I think that could be a big bearing between Ash and Prickett. They're both a bit untidy at times, you know.
Okay, this is Westerman, right on the halfway mark. About to play it now. McDonald has gone to fullback. Payne comes onto the wing. Wide Bay losing it up there, or rather a forward. And so we'll have a scrum 10 metres inside Eastern Suburbs territory. Well, we've had 3 minutes of play gone so far. East 4, but a penalty to Wide Bay. Differential penalty, of course. There'll be no kicking for touch. There'll be no kicking for goal. They will kick for touch, however. It'll be the second row Westerman who is going to take this kick over there. Nick Argyros retaining his 5/8 position as Campbell goes into halfback, following David Adams' withdrawal from the side. Kick to fine touch, some 25 metres out now from the East's line. Looking for some attack coming up from the Wide Bay side. That's Westerman going to ground with the ball. He'll get up to play it now. Dummy half coming up is Curran. Swings it across. It'll be taken by Smith. Then the lock forward up there in Henry, who's forced back a couple of metres in the tackle. About to play it away from dummy half O'Neill. Prickett running onto it solidly on this occasion was the second rower there in Henry. Carrying across field, still going. There's the centre cutting through nicely is Curran. He's up over the quarter line, looking in 5 to support. He's found it too, and they're in for a time. Wide Bay opening up the try scoring at Lang Park, and the winger Connell the one to go in. Nice piece of lead-up work there as it came through from Curran, the centre, who cut his way through and then found that he had Connell on the inside. Here he goes now. There's the gap. Accelerates through nicely. Now starts looking for support, and Connell ran onto it beautifully, and he raced away, even though he's being tackled on the line. Is in for the try as Mark Payne dived at him. Let's have a look at the head-on with Henry Holloway.
Yes, well, Billy, this does a whole heart good after having that lad and Gilmore in the centres. It's going straight across. They've released it across there. And this is beautiful. We spoke about this with the young lad. He's only a young lad, but when he gets moving, he's come inside. Don't think I'm taking the credit for this. I'm sure his coach has told him about it, but if he wouldn't come inside, he'd been able to have the touchline. And a great thing to see the winger using his inside pass.
So we see the Wide Bay side get off to a nice start after only 6 minutes of play. They lead at this stage by 3 points to 0.
Interesting goal kicker, Billy.
I was just about, I looked up after looking down at my book, and I looked up, and here's Gary Prickett, and he has the shot at goal, and it is going to be there. So we have Wide Bay leading at this stage by 5 points to 0. I can't recall seeing Gary Prickett kicking for goal, George.
No, they've usually had a pretty successful goal here in the teams that Prickett's been playing in, but if he does that for the rest of the afternoon, they'll be sure getting some more points.
He's the captain, George, isn't he?
He's the captain, Henry, yes. Might be his football too, Henry.
That's the only way I used to get a kick.
Well, their previous goal kicker, of course, is not playing. I think they've used 2 goal kickers. Dwyer is one, and
only David Adams, Billy.
David Adams was the other,
Adams
yes.
has kicked 16 goals and a field goal for 33 points for this team, almost half their points.
That's Henry. Got it away nicely. Here they go again. Down the grandstand touchline. Coming through solidly over there is Beatson. Beatson's going up over the quarter line. He cuts back inside. Doesn't get away from McDonald. Going to be wrapped up from behind in the tackle coming about there by Gavin Payne. But Wide Bay turning on the attack. They've got East running at the moment. Gary Prickett going the way he loves to from dummy half. And then trying to get the pass back inside, but eventually going to ground with it. From the play, the ball beats and dummy half. Back over to Campbell, Argyros. Then across to Curran. On it goes to Westerman, going to be wrapped up there in the centre. He'll play it now. From the play, the ball. Wide Bay in possession and throwing it about. Henry the lock forward. Across it goes then to the front rower in Cox. He got a pass back the other way this time. That's Argyros. And they're still going on to Henry. Prickett swinging it away nicely to Curran. Curran going himself, but just up over the quarter line before he'll be tackled. Brett Lamand to put him down. Dummy half this time is Beatson. Prickett on the final tackle. There's a little chip kick by him. It'll go straight through to McDonald. He decides to run, but Prickett's up there to put him over. Only about 5 metres out from the eastern suburbs line. Wide Bay Bulls are leading by 5 to 0 at the moment. And attempting to ruck it through, but no chance on this occasion. From the play, the ball. Ash, dummy half. He'll swing it back to Khan. Khan getting it away over there to Hugh. But the Wide Bay defence getting up pretty smartly to knock him over. Dummy half Ash. He gets it across to Sarah coming up to almost on the quarter line before he's going to be tackled. Wide Bay got the opening shots on the board. Briganshaw. Big strong boot underneath it. Going back there is Beatson. He comes across to cut off the touchline and takes it there. Starts to move now. Finds he has Shane McNally in front of him. McNally will put him over. He'll play it. Beatson dummy half. And so we'll have a scrum now about 15 metres inside Wide Bay territory. Wide Bay leading 5 points to 0. It'll be Campbell to feed the scrum. Taken out by Brigginshaw. Holben kicks on the first tackle. It's not a really good one. Going up is Payne to try and pull it down. Eventually coming away with it will be Gilmore. He sends it back inside this time to Henry. He's up over the halfway mark. He's looking for support. Sends his pass outside. But a tackle is going to bring them down right on the quarter line. Gee, they're playing well at the moment. That was the big second rower and Westerman who went through there. Throwing it about a Wide Bay, and they've caught this East team on the hop at the moment, Henry.
Yes, well, certainly Prickett's involved himself in the play, and that Curran, the centre with Gilmore, are playing real well. I think East, at this stage, that kick from Harwin was panic. All they could do is settle down. I'm not saying they'll beat this side at this stage, but if they settle down and forget about their free-flowing game, they're not playing Wynnum Manly a month ago, you know.
Well, kicking on the first tackle was a bit of a surprise.
It nearly come off, but it's still not imperative at this stage. They're down 5-0 and there's still 60 minutes to go, Bill.
That's Paul Kahn up to the halfway mark. Couple of metres inside Wide Bay territory. Jeff Ash, the dummy half. Swinging it away, Brigginshaw. Then across on to Mark Payne. Outside of Greg Holben. Couple of metres from halfway. Holben in there trying to get the ball out as dummy half. Quickly going to be claimed. Final tackle is coming up. This is Jeff Ash. Now looks for support. Swings it back to Paul Kahn. He puts the boot underneath it. Back behind Beatson, who takes it on the first bounce. Fairly solidly on that occasion. Comes up to Gavin Payne, who's going to be tackled, put down. Get up to play it. Back over in centre field. Carting it up there is Cox. Eastern Suburbs in possession now. That's Paul Kahn. Back to Ash. McNally. McNally up to be knocked over by Henry. Ash dummy half again. Wide Bay leading by 5 points to 0. Holben, Payne, Tengel. Going to be wrapped up in the tackle though. There's some 12 metres. The tackler that time was Argyros. Won't let him play the ball. Penalty coming up to Eastern Suburbs. Not much of a breeze around. Shane McNally's walking across though. And obviously Shane McNally is going to have the shot at goal.
McNally, of course, Billy, is the top point scorer in the State League competition thus far with 30 goals in 5 games, 60 points. Very valuable player for the Eastern Suburbs Tigers. They've scored 21 tries, Eastern Suburbs, and McNally's kicked 30 goals for the 123 points. And this one's dead in front. Not much breeze here this afternoon. And back about 45 metres. Some interested and attractive spectators in the outer here this afternoon also. A beautiful day for football.
And getting a bit of sun.
Wide Bay leading by 5 points to 0. A try by winger Mark Connell, who's a very strong young lad. We saw him here in the KB Cup against St George on Wednesday night. And as Henry Holloway said, he positioned himself very well coming inside of Curran. Curran making the initial break. And Connell scoring the try, and the unusual role for Gary Prickett. He is their captain, but he converted it. A good kick it was too. In comes McNally. And it's long enough, but it's going wide. No goal this stage of the game, so it's still 5-0. And Wide Bay with the ball 12 metres inside their own territory, inside their own quarter. That's the try scorer, Mark Connell, just inside the quarter. Prickett to distribute. Greg Henry, lock forward, just on the quarterway. Prickett once again. Kev O'Neill. O'Neill dummies. Can't get it back to Prickett. Can't hangs onto him just outside the quarter once again. Prickett. Russell Campbell. Good looking kick. That's Michael Booth. I looked at him hard, Billy. It's Michael Booth. It's not McDonald. Booth in number 16 playing fullback for the Tigers. Zach Zara. Zara 21 metres inside Wide Bay territory, down by 5 points to 0, the Eastern Suburbs Tigers. Wide Bay starting very well. Brigginshaw goes around, back inside to Cavill Hugh, but Hugh's going nowhere but straight into the turf. Prickett a good tackle. Ash. Brett Leman this time. Non-stop 80-minute player Leman, very talented young footballer. Plays it forward, shapes to kick, decides to run, can't get through. Westerman around him. Prickett there also on the last tackle. Will Eastern Suburbs put it up again, or will they try to spin it along? They're going to spin it by the look of it. McNally back inside to Brigginshaw. Brigginshaw has to take the tackle, and Wide Bay defence strong on that occasion. Gilmore coming in to tackle him. Scrum to pack. Just on the Wide Bay quarterway with about 7 minutes of play remaining in the first quarter. Wide Bay leading by 5 points to 0. Eastern Suburbs ball from the scrum. What can they do with this set of 6 tackles? Last time Holborn kicked it away, not this time. Gavin Payne. Payne playing on the wing, just inside the quarter, wearing number 1. Jeff Ash at dummy half. Zach Zara. Zara gains a few more metres. 3 left in this lot of 6. Not gaining very much ground. Eastern Suburbs, Wide Bay Bulls are holding them very tightly. Holborn spins around, comes back the other way, shapes to kick, steps inside, but Henry puts him down. 2 left in this lot of 6. Ash wants to gain. Brigginshaw. Khan out wide. Gets the pass out, but Booth puts it on the ground. Wide Bay ball. Gary Cox. Cox, a former Redcliffe player, playing in Wide Bay area this year. Kev O'Neill. O'Neill, stockily built front rower, forced down this time. 6 metres outside his own quarter. Campbell, Argyros, Henry out wide once again. Still a few metres outside the quarter. Centre field. Gary Prickett to distribute from dummy half. Strong run. Gary Smith. Smith held up. Campbell. Prickett. Steps back to Campbell. He handles it. Khan puts him down. Khan doing a lot of work in this first quarter. Scrum to pack. And with about 5 minutes of play remaining in the first quarter, Wide Bay still holding a lead of 5 points to 0. Henry, with 5 minutes left in the quarter, what do you think?
Yes, he seemed to hold them there. Well, I thought the Wide Bay forwards dominated those 6 rucks in the 25, and the 2 centres were longing to get the pass out of them. I think if probably in the next quarter, the 3 back rowers have got to get involved in Eastern. Forget about throwing around, just ruck it up. That's why Wide Bay's on top. Their forwards are taking it up to them.
Yes, they're playing very strongly at this stage, the Wide Bay pack. They're not afraid of a tackle, Henry.
Yes, although you've got to look at it's an 80-minute game in 4 quarters. Let's see what happens. I think possibly there could be something lacking. All depends how Prickett goes in the 4 quarters.
Strong run there from O'Neill. Ran about 20 metres, the front rower. Campbell, Argyros, Gilmore. Cole Gilmore played here on Wednesday night also on the KB Cup side. Rosen kicks for touch. It's a long way to go. Brad Backer picks it up beautifully. He has Michael Booth with him. Backer comes infield, makes the break. He's got speed inside to Booth. Booth pulled down about 22 metres inside Wide Bay territory. Can Eastern Suburbs score before quarter time? Jeff Ash. Ash, a very tricky little customer. He's their top try scorer, as a matter of fact. Gives it out to McNally. McNally on the quarterway. 4 left in this lot of 6. Holborn, Brigginshaw, Zara out wide. Put down.
George, at this stage, Gary Pearson's been very worried. They've had about 6 tries scored against them in the last 3 or 4 minutes of each quarter.
Have they, Henry?
He mentioned that to me inside.
Well, they'll be wanting to hang on to this 3 or 4 minutes of this quarter. Eastern Suburbs have other ideas, I'm sure of that. Holborn, rectangle, long pass to Michael Booth, but Booth put down also just inside the quarter on the last tackle. Tangle from dummy half. Holborn, up it goes. A couple of Eastern Suburbs players are offside. It wasn't a good bomb. Almost goes straight up and down. Punch back. Good work from Holborn. Jeff Ash looking for a gap in the centre. Knocked forward and picked up again. They could score. Wide Bay. Pull down from behind. Picked up by Cavalier. A strong running second rower. Gives it out. No, he doesn't. He's lost it, but Payne's finished up with it and pulled down. So Eastern Suburbs a chance once again. Good work from Wide Bay. Paul Khan up the middle of the ruck. Henry underneath him. No one in support for Khan on that occasion, and there should have been. Jeff Ash to distribute. Shane McNally. McNally up the centre. Almost makes the break. Put down 3 metres out. Wide Bay leading by 5 points to 0. About 3 minutes of play left in this quarter. Brigginshaw, dummies Hugh, gives it out to Brett Leman. Leman steps towards the post, but pull down. Still 4 metres out. Cavalier this time over. Yes. It's just a matter of time. Cavalier scores the first try. And the Wide Bay lead by 5 points to 0. Well, Henry made the comment that Pearson was worried. The Wide Bay coach, Gary Pearson, having tries scored against them late in each quarter. Well, here it is. Cavalier, strong young second rower, destined for representative honours, this fellow, puts the ball down beside the post, and 5-3, Henry Holloway.
Yes, George, as I said, 3 or 4 minutes, a terrifying time for a coach in this 4-quarter football. But the main thing is that the lead-up work was when they got the lucky pass off Ash, and they held the ball and they lost it. That was the lead-up work. Funny thing to East try by Wide Bay's mistake, and all it meant was Brett Leman took the ball up and Cavalier just had just a quick step and over, and the countryside just can't recover that quick to get back on those rucks, George.
It could have easily happened the other way, Henry, when,
yes.
When he was tackled from behind. He was trying to gain as much meterage as he could before throwing the pass to his winger and not really realising that there was going to be a ton of bricks dropping on him from behind.
but still an all, mate. It's still, they just got the ball from a lucky break, and if they'd held that, you know, it wouldn't know, it could have been up the other end. But never mind, we won't argue about that, Georgie.
McNally. Simple kick for McNally. Should make it 5-all. In he comes. There it goes. He doesn't miss those kind of kicks very often, Shane McNally. So the Wide Bay Bulls and the Eastern Suburbs Tigers are 5-all, even though the scoreboard still says 5-3. I can assure you it's 5-all at Lang Park with about a minute and a half of play remaining in this first quarter.
Well, I know what Gary Pearson's going to talk about at quarter time.
You got a rough idea, Henry, have you?
Yeah.
Michael Booth for Eastern Suburbs. Big lad, plays equally well at centre, fullback or wing. Jeff Ash, Brigginshaw, Sarah. Crossfield gives the pass to Mark Payne. Payne dumped into the ground. 5-all the score. Ash, McNally. McNally 20 metres from the halfway line. Ash at ruck half. Paul Kahn. Kahn held onto. Ash once again. Brigginshaw. Holborn steps inside Argyros. Can't get away from Campbell, and Argyros comes back at him. Also Prickett. 20 metres inside their own territory is Jeff Ash. Larry Brigginshaw, a long pass to Backer. Backer along the touchline. Looks for the support inside, but goes into touch. So at quarter time, Wide Bay and East are locked at 5-all. Billy.
Well, George, as you know, throughout League 82, there's some tremendous prizes coming up for the winners of a Dally M Awards. First, second and third. Pick up some sensational prizes. One is headed off with a beautiful block of land out there at Kimberley Park. It's valued at this stage at $33,500, the largest prize ever offered for rugby league players in Australia. Let's have a look at it now.
During the League 82 season, players will be vying for the title of Dally M Rugby League Superstar 1982. The major prize, this $33,500 block of land supplied by Kimberley Park developers Entrad, a 1,063 square metre fully serviced block on high land overlooking the new Queensland city of Logan. Second prize, which will be judged on performances throughout the year, will be this $8,000 Suzuki four-wheel drive Sierra supplied by Zups Motors. And third prize, this Thorn video recorder and television set. It's valued at $1,500 from Canberra Television.
So there you can see it. Some great prizes coming up, George, for the winners of the Dally M Awards this year.
Yes, Billy, I'd surmise that they would be equal or better than any other competition ever put on by any football code in Australia.
Well, there's Johnny Lane talking with the Eastern Suburbs team, and of course he'll have a few things to say. They haven't been over-impressive in this first quarter, but we'll get some comments coming up very shortly from Henry Holloway. We'll have a commercial break. Be back very shortly to Lang Park.
Tonight is a night to stay on Channel O, 7:30 MASH. The 407 7th becomes a media circus with Hawkeye in the centre ring. Join the laughs with these mad medicos. Then at 8:30, Two-Lane Blacktop starring James Taylor and Warren Oates. Three young dropouts in a souped-up car travel across America racing anyone who cares to challenge them. Comedy and excitement tonight here on Channel O.
Kentucky Fried Chicken. Chicken right, just one thing, we do chicken right. Australia's favorite chicken, bite after bite, tender and juicy, it tastes so right for you. Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do it right. Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right.
Introducing the new Dimension Sigma. Now bigger with more interior room. Now better with improved handling, sleeker styling, and Australia's most powerful four-cylinder engine, the Astron 2.6. The new Dimension Sigma.
In today's world, the man at the top has to look tops to stay there. The cut and style of his clothes set him apart from other men. Clothes still make the man, and Stewart's still make the clothes that make the man. Stewart, the suit specialist, can suit you with distinctive clothes, ready-made or made to measure. It's a tough life at the top, but with Stewart's personal, friendly advice, it's easy to look the part. Call in soon and see for yourself.
Back at Lang Park, the end of the first quarter, and the Wide Bay Bulls and the East Tigers are drawn to level at 5 points all. Well, Henry, what do you think of the first quarter now?
Well, it's 5 all. Probably a good indication of the game. Wide Bay started off very strongly early, but it's seen the mistakes by Wide Bay in that last 7 or 8 minutes that let East get in a position with Brett LeMan running the ball up well and then Cavalier finishing off. I think the man we haven't seen with East is Zach Zara. I'm not wrapping up as a great football, but he's not busy enough. If he's not busy, that side misses about 10% of ability rate. And Jeff Ash and Gary Prickett are having great go in the scrums. I think Gary Prickett, I've got him marked down here as 4 quarters. If he can see the 4 quarters out, which I don't see why he shouldn't. And a fella called Curran in the centres has impressed me with Gilmore. Gilmore's got a slight elbow from Wednesday night. I don't say it's affecting his play. And I think with O'Neill in the forwards, I'm very doubtful on him, but he's having a strong game at the moment. If he can keep it up, it should be an even match in this quarter. But after half-time, I think, possibly without preempting things, I think you'll find that the breakthrough will come from East.
OK, thanks, Henry. As we did say before, it's a pretty warm day, so a few of these players will know about it, George.
Very warm, Billy, yes. It shouldn't really affect the Wide Bay side. They've had 5 hard state league games now up in their own territory up there, and it's nice and hot up there, and eastern suburbs have had the same treatment around the place. So realistically, the teams should be fairly well conditioned to this kind of heat. Gary Prickett leading his team back out on the field for the start of the second quarter. I think his beard's got even bushier, if anything, Billy.
Might be the weather up there. As Henry was talking about the battle for possession, at this stage, Jeff Ash is getting scrums 4-2 for Eastern Suburbs, and the penalties at this stage are 1-all. So Ash is leading in that battle, but I'm sure that that's only the first round. There's 3 to go, and there's a lot of interest held up in that little sidelight to this game here this afternoon. Ready to kick off in this, the second quarter. State League match, presented, of course, by Winfield. And the big start to the 1982 season. Here's the kick-off now. Ball will carry back through the legs of the second rower in Cavilled Hugh. Eventually going to be picked up by Booth back there.
Misunderstanding there between Zara and Hugh, Billy. Could have been fatal. Could have been a knock-on quite easily.
Cavilled Hugh unloads it nicely. Brigginshaw quickly going to be put over, though. Did he lose it? Yes, he's lost it in there. He was not given a great deal of room to move, as the halfback in Campbell was very quickly on top of him. Ball in by Brigginshaw. It's going to be locked in the centre. Look at those 2 hookers. Legs are locked together.
Very untidy.
So we'll wait for the ball to go into the scrum again. 5-all the score at Lang Park. In by Brigginshaw. Penalty to Wide Bay. Incorrect feed by Larry Brigginshaw, the Eastern Suburbs halfback. So it's left for the big second rower. Or actually, it's not second rower. He's playing lock forward. We've seen Henry go into the second row in the first quarter. Westerman, a replacement player for Wide Bay.
Interesting the way he kicks the ball, Billy. He kicks it like an Australian rules player, and I see his background is all in Australian rules and rugby union.
Yes,
he's only played rugby league for the last 2 years, so
he's covered plenty of territory, well, George.
He kicks the ball very well.
Here they go now. That's Gary Prickett going himself. Tackler up there will be Shane McNally. From the play the ball now. Wide Bay on the attack. Argyros, O'Neill. Cardigan up the centre, the big fellow, out of one tackle, that of Brett LeMan. Can't get away from the next one. Jeff Ash is the tackler. Gary Prickett, Campbell, Argyros, getting it away this time to Gilmore. Going to be lost back inside, rolls on the ground, but of course the referee to play that knock on. So the scrum will be some 15 metres out from the Eastern Suburbs line. Chance there for Wide Bay to do something, but they muffed it up. In by Brigginshaw. It's a Wide Bay ball. Campbell from the base of the scrum. Quickly going to be tackled. Away from dummy half. Back over to Henry. Argyros cutting across from the wing this time is Beatson. Argyros dummy half again, looking around. Decides to swing it away over there, this time to the front rower in Cox. He'll be tackled by the second rower Sarah, and also getting into it this time will be Greg Holborn. Back to Campbell. Then Argyros lost it. Referee to say knocked back. O'Neill is the dummy half. Wide Bay not making a great deal of headway at this stage. That's Henry. Westerman. Prickett. Dummying, still going. That's the Eastern Suburbs quarter line, you can see. Campbell's going to put up the bomb. Back underneath it is Booth. He'll take it safely. Quickly going to be wrapped up, but he was never under any real pressure on that occasion. Just a little bit too far as he was tackled up there by the fullback in Bosun. Or Rosen. Away from dummy half. Jeff Ash. Roughed up a little bit there. Dummy half McNally. Back it goes to Cavill Hughes. Still going is Hugh. Back inside. Going to be picked up over there by Brigginshaw. Sends it over the top. Went straight over there to Curran, who obviously called for it. And so Wide Bay end up with possession a couple of metres inside East Territory. Going through is Connell. Tackled by Backer, Sarah, and also Shane McNally. So there was plenty of East defence there on that occasion. Here's White Bay rucking it up. They're 20 metres inside East Territory. Westerman is the dummy half. Swinging it back. Gary Prickett turning it away to Henry. Not a great deal of him, but he's straight back into the lot of them. Prickett dummy half again. Campbell, Argyros over the top this time. Fullback Rosen coming in. Back inside it'll go to Gilmore. Eventually to Curran. His two centres working well out there, making headway on every occasion. Campbell getting up to the east quarter line now. That'll be the end of the tackle count, and we have a scrum coming up.
I surmise most people do have colour television sets nowadays, Billy, but if you haven't got a colour television set, they both look like black and white teams, and the one with the Colonel's head on the front is Wide Bay Bulls, and the one with Retrovision on the front is the Eastern Suburbs Tigers. And even if you have got colour television, it's still very difficult to pick them out. So I think that's the easiest way, if you look for the Colonel's head or the Retrovision sign.
A bit disappointed in the Wide Bay jerseys. I think all the others have been quite spectacular, but this is a bit dreary to me. However, here's East in possession now. Brett LeMan about to play it now to Jeff Ash. Over to Brigginshaw. Khan. Sarah. Chased over there by Cox, the front row, and also Westerman. About to play it now. East's about 20 metres short of the halfway mark. Cavill Hugh. Still going Hugh. Cutting up over the halfway. Got away from Argyros behind him. Pushed away Rosen. Has he got the speed? He has Jeff Ash inside over the quarter line. Ash dived up by Rosen. Still going. Tried to get the pass back to Tingle, but it's kicked away over the dead ball line. But a penalty. And that's Henry, the lock, or the second rower, has collided with the goalpost as he flew through the air also.
Be worth looking at that, Billy, because he's penalised just over that.
Obviously for grabbing a hold of Tingle at that stage.
No.
What do you think, Henry?
No penalty. No penalty, mate.
Here it is.
He hadn't ruled a penalty though. Georgia was back onto the
Yeah,
quarter line.
quarter line.
No, that happened after, and oh gee, they all went close to that. Both hit the post. Anyway, it's Wide Bay in possession now. Gary Prickett. Cross over there to Cox. He'll be held up 15 metres short of the halfway mark. Prickett, Campbell, Cavill Hugh, the tackler, and Jeff Ash to finish off. This is Henry. Swings it away this time. Westerman. He's 5 metres short of halfway with the final tackle coming up. Gary Prickett. Kick for line. It's going to be successful. Summed it up pretty well then did Gary Prickett. And brought play up inside the Eastern Suburbs half. That's where we'll have a scrum coming up. 5-all's the score at Lang Park at the moment. The Wide Bay Bulls and East's Tigers. That's Campbell. Quickly went the blind side, but Payne came in to put him over, and also from the other side was Larry Brigginshaw. Back over to Argyros. Oh, it's going to be intercepted by Tingle. This will be a try, I'd say. He's racing up over the quarter line. No chance of anyone catching him. And Tingle is over underneath the post. And Eastern Suburbs open up a lead of 8 points to 5. Certain to be 10 points to 5. Not a great deal to have a look at again in instant replay, but let's have a look at it anyway. As you'll see it go across the Wide Bay backline. A risky pass. As you can see, that's Argyros. And there's Tingle, came straight in, swooped on it. Argyros was trying to catch him, but no chance. Up over the quarter line, and striding out for the line is Brett Tingle to go over underneath the post and give East a lead of 8 points to 5. We'll have a look at it from the head on with Henry Holloway.
Yes, well, Billy, this is just what they didn't need. I think they're trying to do too much out wide. It's nice to get out the centres, as I've even said, but that pass went 20 yards. He never had control of it. And after that lead-up work previously, when that ball was kicked forward out the dead ball line, with Cavalier run rampart through the middle, I think that might be just what East are looking for to bring their open style play. And they've got a 5-point lead, and they should throw the ball around.
Well, Brett Tangle made no mistake about it. That's Gary Pearson, the Wide Bay coach. And he'd be a bit disappointed with that. Although,
Yes.
as we've been saying, Henry, they've been going well, those two centres, haven't they?
Yeah, mate, I don't think it was a centre. It was just a dummy went through and he held it up, but the centre was too far away. And it's the man who passed the ball, not the fellow who's supposed to take it. And that's all there is about it. They've won the scrum. They've run a good ruck. And possibly they've put something on, you know. It's hard to work out. You've got to play open football, but then again, you know, when do you and when don't you? Well, that's up to the fellas on the field, not the coach.
That's right. Well, that was one time not to. We can say that now because it's happened. OK, it's East with a lead of 10 points to 5 now. There's 8.5 minutes into the second quarter of this match here at Lang Park. Ready for the kick-off again. Ball into play. It'll carry back there to Booth. Booth will come up over the quarterway and go on his own. Henry from one side, and coming in from the other is Westerman. Slowly getting onto his feet to play it. Jeff Ash to dummy half. Back inside to Zach Sara. Pushed away one tackle, running right across field to try and get away from Campbell. He succeeded and is still going, as a matter of fact. Eventually put over 20 metres from halfway. About to play it now. And it's going along to Booth. Booth outside to Payne. No chance of getting away from the big front rower and O'Neill. O'Neill puts him over. About to play it. Greg Holborn is dummy half. He dummied, then decided to hang on to it and is very quickly put into the ground in the tackle of O'Neill. Ash to dummy half this time. That's Shane McNally. Securely wrapped up. 5 metres from halfway. Jeff Ash. Holden. The kick for touch. He's going to find it. Yes. Just beating the fullback coming up in Rosen. Was able to find touch and bring play to 25 metres inside Wide Bay territory.
Scrums to this stage, Billy?
Scrums, George, are going, well, it's evened up a little bit. They're going each way by 5 to 4. Wide Bay getting penalties 2-1.
OK, and Eastern Suburbs leading by 10 points to 5. 2 tries to 1. Both converted by Shane McNally. The Eastern Suburbs tries scored by Cavill Hugh and Brett Tangle. And the 5 points for Wide Bay, a good try by Mark Connell, which was converted by Gary Prickett. Ball in by Campbell. And the penalty going to the Wide Bay team. The indication from referee Manson is that the Eastern Suburbs hooker in Jeff Ash didn't pack with both arms around the necks of his prop forwards, which happens on quite often occasion, but they don't always get caught for it. Once again, Westerman showing us a bit of Australian rules kicking and gaining good ground. Shane Beatson. Beatson bumps off a couple. Gets just inside the half. They're having trouble putting him down, East, but finally he goes down. Prickett to distribute. Inside this time. Gary Cox. Cox about 6 metres inside the half. Prickett. O'Neill. Dummies one. This time it's Westerman coming through on the burst. Westerman takes play to about 9 metres inside Eastern Suburbs territory. Henry. Campbell. Argyros. Curran. They made a good break to set up the first try, but pull down this time. 10 metres inside Eastern Suburbs territory. Shane Beatson. Mick Argyros. Up the middle goes Gary Smith. Smith fires it back to Prickett. Good pass. Prickett still away. Almost gets away. Pull down. Cavalier finishes him off. On the last tackle, Wide Bay Bulls. Can they do something with it? Gary Smith once again, the second rower. Ball sends Holborn flying backwards. He gets the ball away. There's room to men over, but the referee says... what does he say, Henry?
Oh, mate, no, that was crude. That was like he's put a shoulder in him, which was very doubtful, into that kid's chest, and he fell down. He's not marked, and the referee reckons he's got the eye to say that he called play. He wouldn't be able to get the words out of his mouth.
Here it is.
He's pinched him for not. Look, you know, the ball's gone.
He's pinched him for passing off the ground, Henry.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what it was. Well, this is a fellow we had Wednesday night, so I won't say it anymore.
You think he might be able to hear you over there, mate?
No, if he does, he'll penalise him more.
Out it goes to Eastern Suburbs back line. Room to move. Always dangerous when East get a bit of room to move out wide, but Michael Booth takes the tackle. 20 metres inside his own territory. Brett Leman. Leman almost through the gap once again. Tingle in support, but Eastern Suburbs looking dangerous, mounting up attack after attack. Zach Sara. Sara has a run this time. Pull down 3 metres inside his own territory. East lead by 10 points to 5. About 8 minutes of play remaining in this second quarter. Holborn, Brigginshaw. Pull down, or slips over. More than pull down. Smith comes in to finish him off. Paul Kahn. Kahn back inside. Beautifully done. Brett LeMan inside again to Tangle. This is the Eastern Suburbs we know. Jeff Ash. Ash comes across looking for somebody. Anybody will do, he says. Mark Payne out to Michael Booth, and Booth will score. Third try, Eastern Suburbs, 13-5, and that's the Eastern Suburbs Tigers, the free-flowing Eastern Suburbs Tigers. 3 tries now, 13-5. Have a look at it. They had to get through a... Paul Kahn starts it. Kahn makes the initial break. Brett LeMan, great young lock forward, sends it back inside. Tangle finds Ash, ever-present Jeff Ash. He comes across looking for someone. There's no one there, so he looks back inside. Payne just fires it back to Michael Booth, and Booth just has to take the necessary half a dozen steps. And Eastern Suburbs' third try from front on, Henry Holloway.
Yes, well, this is a good teamwork try. Kahn's pass, he tried to get one away early in the match and got it dropped, and this is one of his perfect passes if you have a look here. Straight across there. It keeps going. Brett LeMan, he's having a great game. And on to Ash now. Watch Ash, the back of the worms he is. Look, he goes over his feet, don't know where they're going. He's up in the air, he's down, he's got away. And it's a simple movement. Then McDonald, who just come up and picked up the droppings. Goes over for a great try. But LeMan, it was figured in 2 of those rucks in the last 4. And he seems to be having, a fair match. Zara's a bit quiet, but a great try.
Another conversion by Shane McNally, so Eastern Suburbs go to a lead of 15 points to 5. Eastern Suburbs 15, and Wide Bay 5, and some confusion about whether number 16 is Michael Booth or Mark McDonald, but it is Michael Booth. Henry?
We'll forget
Play to
that.
restart. Centre field. And the Wide Bay team need another try. They've got 5 minutes left in this quarter. If they can score a try in this last 5 minutes, this second quarter, it'll make the going a lot easier for them in the second half.
Hello,
Either that or they must keep Eastern Suburbs out.
Oh, mate, when this is over, just come.
Henry Holloway talking to himself down there, are you, Henry?
Hello?
Zach Sara. Sara, just inside the half. I see Campbell off for Wide Bay, but he's coming back on now. Room to move once again. Kahn, Michael Booth, out it goes this time to Gavin Payne. Payne inside to Mark Payne, his brother. Mark Payne looks for somebody, but Wide Bay hold them up this time. They looked ominous once again. They've scored 3 tries each. Lead by 15 points to 5, starting to open up their free-flowing game. Holborn does well to take it, does well to pass it as far as he did to McNally. McNally on the last tackle, centre field, about 8 metres from the Wide Bay quarter. LeMan tries the centre of the ruck. Can't get through. Tackled right on the quarterway. And the scrum to pack for the 6th tackle. Campbell has his foot pretty heavily strapped. The Wide Bay halfback, Prickett can't get his head in there. This time. Scrum screwing around. East ball, blindside, Mark Payne. Payne just inside the quarter. This looks ominous for the Wide Bay Bulls. East with the ball, leading 15-5 with about 3.5 minutes of play remaining in the quarter. And 5 tackles left in this lot of 6. Zach Sara. Sara probing across field, loses the ball, bumped out of his hands. Lucky for Holborn, he was right on the spot. And Holborn pulled down by Henry. Holborn to play the ball, plays it back to Jeff Ash. Goes around Brigginshaw. Cavill Hugh out wide, over the top. Oh, it's knocked down and 6 to go indicated. Nothing going right for the Wide Bay Bulls. Another 6 left. It was touched by Wide Bay, definitely. Jeff Ash inside. Eastern Suburbs lining up for try number 4 very quickly, I think. Shane McNally has a go himself. Bumps towards the line. Over! McNally scores his first try in the State League competition. A try to Shane McNally. 4 tries now. And 18 points to 5. Here's McNally, a very strong, stockily built young fellow, as you can see. Boom. Bumps 1. Bang. Hits 2. Has enough strength to put his arm out and put the ball down for a fair try. 18-5. Henry Holloway.
Yes, George. McNally didn't have far to run, but he used his full 16.5 stone. He's getting stronger as each year goes on. Last year, I remember, he wouldn't have been able to do this. But a bit of lead-up work there. I noticed that Jeff Ash run from dummy half, drew the play and switched it straight back to the chap that played at number 4. I think it's, who was it, George?
Brett Tangle.
Brett Tangle. He just run, bang, and put it back, and he knew he'd be there. He run, and then straight for the line, and then the front rower in McNally got up and just run from dummy half, George.
I think you've described Jeff Ash quite aptly, Henry, in his movements. He's a bucket of worms.
Yeah, mate,
He never
yeah.
You think he had, what is it, infantile, what's that disease where you're jumping around all the time, Billy?
Moving
St.
around.
Vitus dance.
St. Vitus dance, that's
Vitus
right.
dance. Yeah.
He's their top try scorer, by the way. Ash, he scored 4 tries. Eastern Suburbs. Eastern Suburbs, 4 tries for a hooker as he's the top try scorer in their team. In comes McNally. And
Yes, it's
that's
over.
straight enough also. So 4 tries, 4 goals, 20 points. Eastern Suburbs lead the Wide Bow Bulls by 20 points to 5. And they've put on the 3 tries, 15 points in this second quarter. Second quarter coming to a close, about a minute and a half left in this quarter. And McNally surely piling on the points.
Where did Mick go?
The man. Gavin Payne. Henry Holloway's going to be talking to Mick Waller during the half-time break. Mick Waller involved in the next game, a very tough one here, which you'll see on our 6:30 replay tonight between Western Redcliffe. Always a great game, Western Redcliffe. And at half-time of this game, Henry Holloway will be talking to Mick Waller if he can find him over there. He's
Yes, we've got him here.
You've
Bill.
got him there, Henry.
Yeah,
Good on your son. So
that's
you'll be
it.
talking to Mick Waller during the half-time break, and he should have some interesting things to say about the Western Suburbs lineup. Of course, Waller was playing for Redcliffe over the last couple of seasons and transferred from Redcliffe to West, so they'll be after Mick Waller this afternoon, and Henry will be talking to him during the half-time break, as I said. Highlights of that game, of course, on our 6:30 replay this evening. Don't miss that. Should be a great game. Paul Kahn, long one. Michael Booth. Booth at the Gavin Payne. Payne confronted by McKenna, steps around McKenna, pulls him inside. Oh, and Brigginshaw fires it back inside. There's Eastern Suburbs players everywhere. Jeff Ash, Ash over the top. Brett LeMan goes in under the post. Oh, that's just what Wide Bay didn't want. But it was looking ominous right from the time the break was made on the halfway line. And here it is again. There's the half-time hooter. 5 tries now. And here it is, Gavin Payne. And O'Neill didn't know which way he was going, unfortunately, the front rower. He had him at 6s and 7s. And Eastern Suburbs players were falling over each other to get the ball. And once again, Ash was there. There he goes, a little bucket of worms. Over the top, Brett LeMan, super fit young guy. And he's on the spot also, under the post, try number 5. And
Well, George, it was a great try.
it was
Start
a good
off
try,
on the
Henry.
forwards. Long pass from Kahn. I think that's to full-back. Goes through the back line and comes up here. This is the winger, Gavin Payne. Moving, didn't know where he was going, but then found somebody.
Larry Brigginshaw.
Larry Brigginshaw back to a forward here shortly. Jeff Ash will come in, only runs 4 steps, picks up Brett LeMan. What a great teamwork effort. As I said, they come in, they get that 5 or 10 in front of East, and they just throw it around.
And the kick's over as well. Shane McNally converts the try. 5 tries, 5 goals. East lead Wide Bay at half-time by 25 points to 5.
Thursday night, a tubby English school teacher is appointed to a tiny outback school.
Dan, you see this? Well, this is your salvation.
And is totally unprepared for the surprises awaiting him. Harry Seacombe and John Million in Sunstruck.
I didn't think the little bath plug had it in him.
Sunstruck, part of our Australian Movie Festival. Thursday night, 9:30, right here on Channel O.
When something's wrong with an important part of your body, you go to a specialist. It's the same with your car's brakes. Here, Gerlock are specialist manufacturers and repairers. For $4, Gerlock specialist mechanics clean and adjust your brakes, check your entire braking system, and give you a written report. Your $4 is refunded on all brake jobs. Gerlock. It's better to be safe than sorry. Check the location of your nearest Gerlock service center.
What's the delivery vehicle that will give you up to 50 miles per gallon?
The new Suzuki Carry vans and trucks, now with a big 4-cylinder engine.
What's been specially designed for Australia?
New Suzuki Carry with lots of room, adjustable reclining seats and 5 big doors.
Why is Suzuki Carry so easy to drive?
It has all-round vision, radial ply tyres, a push-button radio, and it's so reliable and economical.
Suzuki Carry has all the answers in a fuel-style future.
And there's more room in the high-roof van. Test drive at your Suzuki dealer soon.
Truly dedicated sports fan would never keep in top form without the
Western Suburbs and the Wide Bay Bulls. The Tigers and the Bulls. The Tigers pretty much on, well, very much on top at this stage. They lead by 25 points to 5, and this is certainly the way that Eastern Suburbs like to play it. And Shane McNally having a great day, George. What, 5 goals
he's
and a
got
try?
13 points now, Billy. 73 points for Eastern Suburbs in 5.5 games.
Not a bad start, is it?
That's over 12 a game so far, and I think he's got a few more left in that boot this afternoon before we're finished here.
I'm quite sure of that. I'd like to get on. I'd love to have a bet on that one, because it's Eastern Suburbs really running them in coming into the half-time break, and I'm sure Gary Pearson had a lot of trouble at half-time. He'll have a few things to go through with his Wide Bay side. He's made a couple of changes. We'll keep you in touch with those. No, he hasn't. That's Westerman on there. He's been there right from the start, but we'll keep an eye on in case there have been any. Gary Prickett, Henry up the centre.
No change to either side, Billy.
Fine. Prickett to dummy half. Over to O'Neill. He was trying to get the pass away, but he was held around the arms by Greg Holman, so there was no chance of getting it away. Prickett, Campbell, Argyros, then a cross over to Gilmore. Sends it back inside. That's Argyros again. Second rower in Smith. Scrums at this stage are going Wide Bay way by 6, or East way by 6-4. Wide Bay getting penalties 3-2. Wide Bay in possession. Campbell stepping through the centre there, but eventually going to be knocked over in the tackle. And the end of the tackle count, and so we have a scrum coming up. So Wide Bay will have their hands full, I feel, from here on in to contain this Eastern Suburbs side, who, as we saw in the 5 minutes before half-time, were really starting to throw it about and just about falling over each other to score their last try. Briganshaw away on the blind side to Booth. Booth coming up over the quarterway, still going. He had Payne back inside of him, but couldn't get the pass back in there. Running it through now, that's Brett LeMan. Swinging it back, Holman. Jeff Ash, ever present, still running. Holman again. Holman was going to flick it back to Brigham, which he does now. And Larry Briganshaw goes to the ground under 3 Wide Bay players. They're only about 8 metres out now. Ash to the dummy half again. Swinging it away. Cavill-Hugh sends it back inside to Tengel. Tengel trying to push out of the way Rosen, but he can't. Ash is to dummy half. Might go himself. Yes, he does. Can he? Oh, he's reaching out, but the referee says no. No try. And so we'll have a chance there for Eastern Suburbs, but he never stops running, does this Jeff Ash. We'll have another look at it now. As you can see, bump.
He loses the ball first, I think, Billy.
A bit hard to get a look in there, isn't it? There it rolls, yes. It rolls there, and they got a hand to it at the end. Ball in by Campbell, dived on by Briganshaw. Referee wants it in again. So Russ Campbell will feed the scrum, takes it out. Dummies. Briganshaw's over there to put him down. He'll play it now. Westerman dummy half. Henry, tackled by Briganshaw, and over the top Holman. O'Neill. Almost up to the Wide Bay quarter line. East for the lead at this stage of 25-5. Wide Bay not showing a great deal of penetration from down there, but they're keeping the ball. That's the main thing, I guess, at this stage. Argyros. Final tackle. Campbell with a kick, little kick. Coming up is Booth, takes it full burst. Got away from Campbell. Can't get away from the next one, though. Put down some 25 metres out from the Wide Bay line. Ash from dummy half. Tackler there was Henry. Payne, Brigginshaw, Zach Sara, Leman dummy half. Working across field, finds Paul Kahn. Kahn steps out of a couple. Still going is Paul Kahn. Trying to get around the corner to Holborn, but couldn't. Here's East on the burst now. And only about 10 metres out with the final tackle coming up. They'll throw it away from here. That's Mark Payne as dummy half. Brigginshaw. Brigginshaw puts in the little chip. He's following out after it. Going through is Holborn. Dived up by Brigginshaw. It's a try. Brigginshaw, I think, would have been the first one there. We'll have a good look at it on the replay just to get an idea. But it was Brigginshaw putting in the little chip kick. There's his kick. Holborn follows him through. Brigginshaw. Back there is Rosen. The ball rolling loose. Brigginshaw diving. Yes, he touched it first, and then Holborn came through to make sure. And so it's another try for Eastern Suburbs, and they have a lead of 28-5. Let's have a look at the head-on. Here's Henry.
Yes, well, Brigginshaw put a lovely little chip up here. The fullback was around, but I tell you what, he's very lucky. He grabs this fellow here by the jumper. He's got hold of him there, mate. No try in my book. He touched down with it, but he grabbed hold of that chap that was run through with the jumper, Billy. But never mind, there's points on the board, and it's another 5 points, and the referee didn't see it again.
Well, I think we'll go along with you on that one, Henry.
I can see it all the way from this side, Bill.
Yeah, well, it's much easier head-on too, isn't it?
Yes.
Anyway, Shane McNally lining up for another one. Yet another kick at goal. 5 minutes into the third quarter. East with a big lead of 28-5. Which I'll bet my left boot will be 30 points to 5. Which it is. Shane McNally putting over yet another one. So East have a big lead of 30-5. Henry, it's pretty hard from wide base point of view at this stage to do much about this.
Yes, mate, it's a tragedy. They start off so well, and the incentive is not there for them. At 28-5, you're probably looking, you can say, at a cricket score. Good for Easters, will probably put them into the semis. And let's hope that Wide Bay can play this game as though it's first half football, and I'll give a bit of exhibition.
So now it's Eastern Suburbs in possession, 20 metres from halfway. Brett Leman to play it. Jeff Ash, the dummy half. Ash sending it back to Cavill Hugh. Henry from one side, O'Neill the other. They hold him up. Jeff Ash swings it away to McNally. Upended, loses it. Going to be picked up by Westerman. Westerman pulled to the ground, and the tackle coming about from Ash. About to play it now. Prickett to Westerman, doubling around. Straight ahead, tackled up there by Cavill Hugh. O'Neill's the dummy half this time to Prickett. Tackled by Brigginshaw. Centre pass back behind. O'Neill picks it up. Argyros over the top. Westerman. Still going Westerman. Close to touch over there. But he'll play it. Back over in centre field to Argyros. Smith loses it. Brigginshaw back to... well, he tried to scoop it up, but eventually it rolled back behind him. He dived on it. Playing it now. Hefty tackle coming up then on Payne.
A replacement going on, Billy, in a minute.
It's Paul Kahn. Some replacement coming up for Wide Bay.
Number 17, Tony Duncan.
17's Richie Summers, Henry.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes, I've changed that list about a bit, but it is
Richie
Summers. Payne, Holborn. Tackler over there is Argyros underneath. He'll play it. Dummy half Booth. Going to be lost over there by Leman. Is it back behind? No, it's going to be a knock-on. Or rather, Sara, and it'll be a knock-on. Touch judge comes on as the replacement player moves in. Richie Summers. And
Summers is a former Eastern Suburbs junior, Billy, so he's probably playing against some of his old club mates.
Takes the place of Gary Cox, the prop forward for Wide Bay. Penalty to Wide Bay.
Oh.
So now we'll see a kick for touch. Westerman again, of course. East's lead is 30 points to 5. 8.5 minutes into the third quarter at Lang Park. Don't forget, of course, our replay match coming up tonight at 6:30. What looks to be a great game between West and Redcliffe. The real acid test for West today, I feel, at Summers. But you'll be able to see Highlights tonight at 6:30. Prickett. Getting it away over there to Smith. Prickett again. Campbell, Argyros. Onto the centre, Curran. Gilmore dummy half. Summers. Flicks it back inside. Coming up there is Connell. He's the try scorer for Wide Bay. Prickett, Campbell. Up there is Rosen, the fullback. On to Curran. Wrapped up in centre field. 20 metres out, final tackle on the way. Summers going to put a little kick. He's following out after it. He scoops it up nicely. Lose it back. Well, he might have tried to get it back behind him. Gilmore ends up with it. Gilmore pulled down. About 10 metres out, and that's the end of the tackle count. Good piece of work there by Summers. Now, can Wide Bay win possession here? Yes, they do. Argyros, Campbell, Rosen. Rosen put down in the tackle coming about from Payne and Holborn. Argyros, Summers. Summers still going. And he's lost it in there.
How the scrums?
Scrums at this stage, George. I'll give you a bit of a rundown here very shortly. They're going east way by 7-6 now, being a bit topsy-turvy in the hooking department. 4-2, Wide Bay are getting the penalties. And all those penalties from Wide Bay are coming from scrums.
Brigginshaw feeds a scrum, but Wide Bay get it out. They could score here. Long pass to Gilmore, has support. Out it goes to Beatson, and Beatson drops it. Well, I shouldn't be hard on the lad. A penalty going to Eastern Suburbs. I've only seen Beatson play a couple of times, and unfortunately on both occasions he hasn't done anything right. I don't know how fast he is. We've seen him break a couple of times, but he doesn't seem to have much speed, so they must be fairly short of class wingers up in Wide Bay territory. The other fellow on this side, Connell, impresses me, but unfortunately Beatson doesn't do much to enhance his reputation. So Eastern Suburbs still leading by 30 points to 5 with the ball on their own quarter. Jeff Ash. Ash just outside the quarterway now. 6 tries to Eastern Suburbs, all converted by Shane McNally for their 30 points. Zach Sara. Sara seeming to be running in second gear here this afternoon, Henry. And Henry can't hear me, so we'll get a comment from him later on about that one. But Zara usually a very strong runner, but he doesn't seem to be moving too well this afternoon, Billy. Maybe he's slightly injured.
Sorry, George, the coach at Westwood just asked me a question about the televisor.
OK, mate, I was just saying Zach Sara looks like he's running in second gear here this afternoon.
Oh, mate, yes, I'll have a few comments about that. It's
at three-quarter time?
I'm not wrapped him as a great footballer, but he's not busy enough, and the style of play is not suiting him, or he's not suiting the style of play, one or the other.
Another Wide Bay ball. Argyros.
That might tell you a story. The second rowers might be pushing, so he's one second rower.
Richie Summers. Summers has a bit of ball sense for a front rower. Takes the tackle on the quarterway. Richie Summers replaced Gary Cox in the front row. Westerman. Big Cole Gilmore. Gilmore gives it back to Summers. He wasn't waiting for it. Argyros. Out it goes to Henry. A quick pass to nobody. Picked up by Beatson. What can he do now to vindicate himself? Breaks out of one, but tackled on the quarterway. East leading by 30 points to 5. O'Neill looking for support, but no one getting there quick enough. Still just outside the quarter. We'd like to see Wide Bay put points on in this third quarter. Oh, knocked down, Brett Tangle. Tangle finishing with the ball, so a scrum to pack. Right on the Eastern Suburbs quarterway, and at this stage, Wide Bay have been able to contain the Eastern Suburbs charge to 1 try in this third quarter. There's Johnny Lang talking to Steve Stacey up in the grandstand. Stacey having to withdraw from this game. Very disappointed because I thought he could have made the KB Cup side, and so did a lot of other people, and maybe the State of Origin team. Curran with the ball, pulled down. Greg Holborn the tackler. Argyros. Greg Henry. Henry back inside. Takes the tackle.
Another replacement going out 15.
Number 15 coming out, Henry, is
D. Tanner.
Dan Tanner. We'll see who he'll replace in a moment.
Yeah, I suppose Gary's got to put them all on because some of them are not firing, mate.
Yes, you're right there, Henry, but they're looking good at this present moment. They need a try. There's about 7 minutes of play remaining in this third quarter. They're down by 30 points to 5, and a try now would do a lot of good. Curran just inside the quarter. He won't get through there too easily. Eastern Suburbs defence has been pretty spot on. Last tackle, maybe a bomb will help. Argyros, Rosen, out it goes to Connell. Connell finishes with the ball, but indicated a knock-on. You're thinking the same thing as myself, Henry, about the bomb?
Yeah, I was just running through my mind. Well, I suppose they've been here for 7 or 8 minutes. They've won 4 scrums out of 5, and I suppose you've got to go for it. I don't agree with it all the time, but it was on then.
And Gilmore's off. Gilmore, as you said, Henry, was carrying a slight injury after the KB Cup game, wasn't he?
I think Gary will probably give him a rest, mate. A domestic matter, no good at killing lads, and it's good to see him give him a run.
Michael Booth puts on the speed through the gap, looking for support. Rosen may be able to catch him, dives at him. Good tackle. Good tackle from behind Mick Rosen, but a great run from Michael Booth. Eastern Suburbs opening up now. Larry Brigginshaw. Brigginshaw about 25 metres inside the quarter. Great run from Michael Booth, the fullback. Back it goes to Brett Leman. Leman shapes to kick, decides to run. Put down. Eastern Suburbs making the good break, but not capitalising on it. Slowing down considerably after the break. Shane McNally. Ash goes around him. Cavill Hugh. Hugh tries to struggle out of it. Gives it back to Jeff Ash. Ash with a bit of speed. Back inside to Holman. Holman steps pull down from behind. Eastern Suburbs after try number 7. Bradley Backer. Backer pulled down by Mick Rosen. This is the last tackle. Can they score on the last tackle? McNally, who's already scored 1. Out it goes Holman to Jeff Ash. And Ash goes in for his 5th try of the series. And on the spot, Jeff Ash scores their 7th try. 33 points to 5. And it was inevitable, Henry, as soon as Michael Booth made the break.
It was just...
They had to score. They took themselves a bit of time to get themselves in gear. But Ash goes in for try number 5, and he still remains the Eastern Suburbs top try scorer in this State League Series. Henry.
Well, Billy, while this try's going on, you can see what happens and goes out. But just from that play the ball before, Ash would have scored before. He goes over here, and a good effort for a throw. But the play of the ball before, he went into dummy half on the break up there, and Bradley Backer rushed in and pushed him out the way. You know how Brad likes to run from dummy half?
Yes.
And he pushed him out the way, and Jeff Ash, I reckon if he'd have been a dummy half, then he'd have went over then, but eventually he got his just desserts and scored a great try.
Well, I said 5 tries to Jeff Ash for the series, and 5 tries in 6 games. And I think he missed the first game, so he's scored 5 tries in 5 games.
That's right, yes, he had a crook shoulder the first game.
That's right, so he's a busy little fellow, there's no 2 ways about that. Actually, he missed the second game, Henry. He played the first game against Central Queensland and missed the game against Wynnum Manly.
That's right, the one I was on last year.
That's right. McNally, 7 out of 8.
I'd like to back him in to score another one at least. Anybody get on up there?
There's not enough people to put you on, Henry. 35 points to 5. Very lonely up here in this commentary box. Maybe you can get someone down there sitting behind you. 35 points to 5, 7 tries. All 7 tries converted by Shane McNally, who missed 1 shot at penalty early in the game. 7 from 8. Gives him 77 points thus far into the State League. Zach Sarah. Sarah across field, straightening up now. 11 metres from halfway. Cavill Hugh loves to run from this position. Strong young lad, gets the pass back. Leman can't hold it, puts it on the ground. And Hugh and Leman having strong games, Henry.
Yes, I'm just commenting there. I just see Zara run wide. I don't know whether Johnny might be trying to straighten him up, or just a personal viewpoint. The times I've seen Zara play against me and also in games, when he plays well, he seems to run the wrong way at first. And every time he does that, he comes out on top. Maybe he might be trying to straighten his game up. I think he should forget about it for a while.
Away goes Mark Payne. They won't catch Mark Payne. He's too fast. Rosen will dive at him, but it's too late. Mark Payne looks as if he's in second gear when he's running, as we've said before. But by golly, he can move across that ground. 8 tries, 38 points to 5. This is from the scrum. Cross goes Holman. Payne now with the ball, with a gap. Through the gap he goes. Beechin saying, he's your man inside, I'll cover my winger. But the bird had flown. Westerman missed him. And he's just idling along there. Beautiful style of a runner. Rosen thinks he's got his covered, but Payne's got different ideas. 8 tries, and from the front, Henry Holloway.
Yeah, it was a great try by Payne, because he moves that well. I've seen this lad for about 5 years in a row, a couple of years in Townsville when he was 17, 18. And up there, we used to think he was bludgeon, mate. And you watch him go here. He hasn't even got a fast action. Look, straight through the gap.
Beautiful stylist of a runner and a great footballer too. He's played for Queensland, of course.
And he's improved his play, particularly in this year. I think he started off quicker this year than any other time.
I hope that the people at home can see that better than my monitor here, because it looked like he was running into midnight. So Shane McNally has converted the 7 tries, lining up to try and convert number 8, one of his more difficult ones. Sorry, Henry.
He'll think all his Christmas come at once if this keeps up.
It's just long enough, and it's straight enough. Oh, yes. 40 points to 5. 8 tries and 8 goals, and the Eastern Suburbs Tigers really are showing us their attacking skills here this afternoon. The defence really hasn't been all that bad, Henry. That's just that the Eastern Suburbs attack's been super.
No, mate, yes. They've moved the ball around. Those back to Leman and Cavalier have had great games. And with Jeff Ash just sweating on the little drop ones and around the middle, it's all over.
Cavalier once again. 3/4 time almost upon us. McNally, 11 metres inside Eastern Suburbs territory. Brigginshaw, Holman, Paul Kahn out wide, running strongly, trying to get the pass away, but they wrap the big man up this time. Ash inside, Brigginshaw, Holman, Brett Tangle, strong running young centre, just enough to put him off balance, and down he goes. So at 3/4 time, Eastern Suburbs leading Wide Bay by 40 points to 5. Billy.
What more can I say? There's Gary Pearson, the Wide Bay coach, and I think he'll be thinking exactly the same thing. What more can I say? But Eastern Suburbs are just a mile too good for them at this stage. What we might do is have a break, and then we'll be back very shortly. Bay team there with their coach Gary Pearson in centre, and at this stage, of course, we have East with a very, very big lead of 40 points to 5, and I shudder to think about this final quarter, George.
Billy, I'd rather think about the Kangaroo Tour and hope that some of the games that we get to in England on the Tour World Kangaroo Tour Supporters Tour, that the Australian team's going to be leading 40 points to 5 with 15 minutes to go or something. What do you think?
Well, we'll be there for 2 tests, the second and third tests, and I don't know about getting a big break like that, George, but this English team are taking it pretty seriously this year. They're going into a training camp for something like 3 weeks as a lead-off.
They certainly are, and we should see some great football over there. So if you want to get on the Kangaroo Supporters Tour with us, it's the only tour emanating out of Queensland, and we'd love to see you. Give Channel O a ring. They'll give you details. Give myself a ring, or Billy, or if you want to ring Tour World themselves, 2217966 is the number. Let's hope that we can get a lot of you happy people along with us.
Not only will we be seeing 2 test matches, George, but also be going, of course, to Ireland, Scotland, all over the place.
The part I like about Ireland, Billy, is we're going to visit the Guinness Brewery. That's just for you, all right?
Just under $3,000 is all it's going to cost you. Well, Henry, I noticed Gary Pearson in there. There's not a great deal that he can say to his team at this stage.
No, he's got to be talking from memory. I've been in the position. He's just got to keep going and having... if they can start off this quarter like they did in the last quarter, they camped up here for 5 or 8 minutes, they might pull something out the box. But I'd like to mention Mike Curran. He hasn't stopped trying, and Greg Henry seems to be getting stronger as the game goes on, even though he's with a beaten side. But after all... Gary Prickett probably lost a bit of his zest. I'm not knocking him. He's had a great game, but you just can't keep going under this pressure from this East momentum, Billy.
I notice Prickett now just standing aside talking to Gary Pearson there. They've formed a little group of their own at this stage.
Well, he never loses his interest, Gary. He's never beaten. He's one of those players never beaten. It wouldn't matter whether you're in front 30, 40, 50 points. Well, this is a game when he's never beaten. Beaten on points, but not on physical or prowess, because he's a great trier, and of course, I suppose we're trying to think of something new just to keep the third quarter a little bit in perspective.
Actually, I see Mike Argyros here, number 6. He's, of course, the brother of Billy Argyros, 29 years old. He's telecom linesman playing for Western Suburbs in Maryborough. And a lot of things that people wouldn't know about some of these players. Argyros represented Queensland in rugby union in under 16 and under 18, Billy. So he's a pretty versatile fellow, only 29 years old. And he's been around a bit, Captain Coach Narang in their first season down there in 78.
Well, George, I've got one on you. I never thought I'd have one. Shane Beatson.
Yes.
He's a brother of
Bob Beecham.
Bobby Beecham.
Yes, I knew that, Henry.
I coached him in
I
town.
only wish he was as fast as him, Henry.
Yes, a little bit different in ability, but still a great try. He's not a great winger, but still in all, he's out there trying. I had him in Townsville for half a season in '76.
Right.
And it's good to see him around. He's moving around. And this is what keeps the game going. These are the players that keep the game going. All the stars in the world don't make a great rugby league side, George.
Everyone will remember Bob Beecham. Neither of them any relation to Arthur Beecham, of course, even spelled differently. But Bob Beecham, of course, played for Valleys and also played for Queensland. Start of the third quarter, Billy.
Right.
Fourth quarter.
Yes, we don't want to go through another one after this, George. Here's the kick-off. It's going to be taken there by Booth and carrying down into Wide Bay territory, where it's going to be lost by a replacement player there in Tim Dwyer. He's put to the ground right on the quarter line. Getting up to play it now. Connell, the dummy half. He'll send it back over there to Richie Summers. Scrums are going Wide Bay 9 to 8. They're getting penalties 4-3. So Gary Prickett just retaining that edge over Jeff Ash in the scrummage, in the scrums department. That's Summers again, tackled by Brigginshaw.
I see Miles is on too, Bill. The dummy half now, Peter Miles, number 9.
So they've got them all on.
Yes.
Peter Miles? Miles.
Miles, M-A-R-L-E-S.
Miles. Okay, that's Summers. And he'll go very close to touch over there, but he's not. Final tackle coming up now. Just short of the halfway, Wide Bay. The boot coming underneath it. Carries it across field. It'll be taken over there by Payne. Turns around, starts to go. Up to the halfway mark. Can't get his pass away either. Tingle was outside. Brad Backer coming up as dummy half. Skips through himself. Tackler there will be Smith. He'll play it. Payne, dummy half. Brigginshaw, Khan, Holborn, Booth. Way over there to Payne on the wing. Tingle to dummy half. East with a big lead, 40 points to 5. And so they'll be looking for at least the 50 barrier in this final quarter. The way that Shane McNally's kicking, anything is possible. It's Paul Khan. Ash, dummy half. Kick through. Back over there is Dwyer. Got away from Dwyer. Ash is at him, but he got away from Ash. Can't get away from the next tackle, though. Put down by LeMan. Wide Bay. Getting up to the quarterway. By Gary Prickett now. Looking for support. Has to go to ground with it. No one up there with him. He'll play it 5 metres short of the halfway mark now. O'Neill getting it across to Smith. Smith to the halfway mark. O'Neill again as dummy half. Campbell, Argyros. Across to Curran. Got it out this time to Beetson. Beetson put down 20 metres inside East territory. Well, Wide Bay coming good with a bit of a spurt here. That's Miles. Penalty Wide Bay. Payne stealing it. Quite sure they won't be kicking for goal on this occasion.
Get a loud razzle-dazzle from the outer if they do, Billy.
It's going to be Westerman to kick for touch over there. Finds touch, brings play up to 24 metres from the eastern suburbs line. Now, Wide Bay, about to take the tap. They're over the mark a bit there was Campbell. Now he flicks it back to Prickett. Prickett going to be bottled up just inside the east quarter line. About to play it. It's Miles taking it up. Prickett dummy half. 40 to 5. East are leading. Campbell, Argyros. Then to Tanner. Tanner going to be tackled just short of the quarter line. He'll play it now. Away from dummy half is Curran. He'll play it. Prickett. Summers. Back inside it goes to Campbell. He got away to Dwyer. Dwyer going across to link to Beetson. Beetson going to be pulled down 5 metres out now. Wide Bay coming back, and this is good to see. They're going on with it as much as possible. Trying to find a way through there is the winger in Connell. But it's going to be put down just short of that line there. So they haven't given up, Wide Bay. It's Johnny Lang, Eastern Suburbs coach, should be having very few worries at this stage. despite the look on his face. Wide Bay penalty. Another scrum penalty to them. Take a tap from here and hope to do some good from here. Now they're going to kick for touch. It'll be Westerman. Kicks it backwards on this occasion. There's Gary Pearson, the coach of Wide Bay, hoping, I'm sure, that they can get through and score a try, and that's Gary Prickett. Summers coming up as dummy half. Now serves it across over there to Beaton. Beaton held up by 4 Eastern Suburbs players. From the play, oh, they're going to lose it, are they? No, the referee said play on. So back over to Campbell. Oh, it's going to be lost this time. Flew off Smith, who was running through. Retrieved by East in the in-goal area, but a drop out from underneath the goal now. 6 minutes gone in this, the final quarter. A big chance there for Wide Bay. But they muffed it. They'll get the ball back from drop out. As Greg Holborn comes up with it for the East's Tigers. Big long kick by Holborn, straight down the centre. Going to be taken back there by Dwyer. Dwyer knocked over in the tackle by Brett LeMan. O'Neill to dummy half. To Westerman. Westerman forced back in the tackle, a couple of metres. 40-5 the score at the moment. Summers. Beaton. Oh, gee, they're working him over there today.
They certainly are.
Here's Miles. Gary Prickett. Can Prickett score the try? He's going for the corner and he's going to be in. Yes, Gary Prickett running around is over for the try. And Wide Bay score their first points from way back, some 6 minutes into the start of the game. Let's have another look at it now. Gary Prickett from dummy half. Summers. Beatson. As we said, they've been giving him a lot of work today. Back inside to Miles. Hang on, Miles is going back also. Summers, we'll have another look at it. Beatson, back inside to Miles. He continues going now. Back inside to Gary Prickett. Prickett is being chased by LeMan, but he has too much of a start. And I don't think too many people would begrudge Gary Prickett scoring a try to register the latest points on the board for Wide Bay. 40 points to 8. The head-on coming up with Henry.
Yes, Bill, will you pinch my thunder there in a sense with Beatson? He just had a hard run up the sideline before this. And he got that ball, he didn't know what to do, but just instinct made him keep running, and next thing the chap run up inside him. I don't know who it was, Miles, was it?
Miles it was,
and
yeah.
If you see the replay late, he was left lying on the ground, but it wasn't nothing illegal. It was just trying to smother tackle, and Prickett dashed up and still had enough pace to get round Brett LeMan and score close to the post. And he's going to convert his own goal, I think.
Well, he's going to try anyway, H. He converted the first try on the board, Gary Prickett.
Well, he might as well kick this one too.
Might as well.
I'll give you the mail early, Bill.
Thank you, Henry. Could you ring us on Friday afternoons for the mail?
Yes. It's always late, isn't it?
Well, they've come back with a try, and full marks to Wide Bay. They've stuck to their task in this, the final quarter.
Yes, they're better than Vaughan, but they're still trying, Bill.
Prickett is back onto his mark.
Stabbed at it.
His timing wasn't good, like my golf swing.
So that one's going to be waved away. So there's the score. The East Tigers are leading by 40 points to 8 at Lang Park now. And we're 8 minutes into this, the final quarter. Just a reminder that our replay match tonight, with highlights coming away at 6:30, the main game here at Lang Park this afternoon, the one between Wests and Redcliffe. Should be a great match. In keeping up the traditions of most of our second matches, George, have been good games in the State League.
Terrific. This young fellow with the ball, Billy, he's played for the Australian under-18 side last year, Tim Dwyer. Was actually signed with Brothers here in Brisbane to play next year, but they left him up there this year to play at Caloundra. And he's a promising young boy. Plays equally well at centre or fullback.
Penalty coming up now to Wide Bay. And once again, it'll be Clayton Westerman, the second rower, who has actually played lock today, is going to kick for touch. Here's his kick. He doesn't gain a lot of ground, but he makes sure he puts it out. So I guess he's learned something since he came in from Aussie rules. It's Prickett. Across to Miles. A couple of metres short of the halfway mark. Prickett again. O'Neill. Brigginshaw into the tackle. Also over there this time is Brett LeMan. Summers. It's going to be lost this time, but picked up. Coming through is Dwyer. Just lifting those knees nice and high on that occasion. Westerman. They've lost it though. And Jeff Ash ends up with the ball. Promising move again by Wide Bay. Crossfield now straightening up is Zach Sara. Dummy half LeMan. On to Booth. Booth just short of the halfway mark. Ash dummy half. Brigginshaw. LeMan just short of halfway. Shane McNally is dummy half this time. Hugh. Couple of metres inside Wide Bay territory with the final tackle on the way. Brigginshaw. Paul Card. Turns it back inside. Zara. Out of a couple. Still going. Can he get the pass away? Yes, he can. Booth coming into it. Sends it back inside to Brigginshaw. He's setting sail for the line. He's over. Larry Brigginshaw underneath the posts. Easts have a lead of 43 points to 8. Have another look at it now. Nice close-in shot as the ball comes up. So it's Brigginshaw. Bustling run by Saxara. And loaded nicely to Booth. And there's Brigginshaw coming in to finish it off. Now, Brigginshaw was the man who passed it from the dummy half, you might remember. And he's over underneath the post. So it's 43 to 8. And a head-on look with Henry.
Yes, well, Larry passed that ball here. He got away to Khan. Khan waited a while. Dropped the pass back into Zara. Zara was in the right position at the right time. Got through the first ruck. And here he comes back inside Booth. And Larry's just coming up the middle, ambling. And it's all over. He's had a probably quite 3 quarters. But he hasn't done anything wrong. He hasn't had to after that first quarter. And I think he's just content to let the ball go and let the inside backs do the work.
The try scorer, Larry Brigginshaw, as Shane McNally lines up with a shot at goal. Here it is. It's on its way. It is there. And that makes it 45 points to 8.
45 points to 8. Still showing 43 on the board. There it is, 45 points to 8. 9 tries, 9 goals, and that's the highest score in the State League competition thus far, with 1 round left next week. 44 to 12. Brothers beat Central Queensland here in the second game of the State League. So 44-12, Brothers beating Central Queensland. At present, East leading by 45 points to 8. And their biggest winning margin also, obviously, they beat Wynnum 37-20 here in a very entertaining game. Scored 7 tries that day. They've scored 9 tries today. And look like scoring some more. Brett LeMan just on halfway. Brothers in their 44-12 win over Central Queensland scored 10 tries. So we'll see if Eastern Suburbs can bring up double figures. 9 tries on the board at present, and 9 goals from Shane McNally, who scored 21 points, 9 goals in the try here this afternoon. And Larry Brigginshaw has just crossed for another one. That's given him 2 for the game. Eastern Suburbs on halfway. Brigginshaw puts the kick in. Across goes Tim Dwyer. It could beat him in a touch. It does. Very good kick from Brigginshaw, and this will put Eastern Suburbs on the attack once again, if they can win the scrums. How are the scrums favouring now, Billy?
At the moment, George, we have them going Wide Bay way by 9 to 8. And the penalties are going Wide Bay way 7 to 3.
Okay, there's not much in the scrums, but the penalties going Wide Bay 7-3, 9-8. We'll see if Eastern Suburbs can make it 9 all in the scrums. Ball in by Campbell, the Wide Bay halfback. And it's an Eastern Suburbs ball, so his danger for the Wide Bay balls. He's over. A 3rd try to Larry Brigginshaw. 10 tries for the game. And 48 points now to 8. It's just from the base of the scrum. We'll see who misses him. I think it was Westerman. There's Brigginshaw. Very hard to see there.
16, George.
Yes, Westerman. And the rest of the Wide Bay team stand off him. And Brigginshaw goes over. We couldn't get an end-on replay on that one, so maybe we can have a look at it again from side on, Henry.
Yeah,
it's 3 tries to Brigginshaw now. And
yeah, well, the ball, I was behind it here, George, and the ball come out. It sat there for about a second and a half on the corner, and it just, I didn't know who was going to pick it up. Then Larry run around the back, and he just picked up at the right time. It was on the right foot. I don't think there was any fault of anybody. Who was just close enough to the line to barge over.
There he is, putting the ball down.
Oh,
so
an experienced halfback at his stage. He wouldn't have to do anything else. Somebody else might have tried to pick it up and run with it or pass it, but he just had to go there, and that was it. The state of the game.
it gives Brigginshaw 6 tries
Yes.
in the State League competition to bring him up with Mick Waller and Jim Talbot in the top try scorers. McNally trying to kick 10 goals here this afternoon.
He has. No.
He's missed one. Well, 9 from 11, and the score remains 48 points to 8. 10 tries and 9 goals. 48 points to 8. And about 5 minutes of play remaining in this game. Zach Sara. Crossfield looking for the gap in the middle. Doesn't eventuate. Cavill Hugh steps. Strong lad, as I've said, inside to LeMan, inside to Ash. Looking for support on the inside again. He loses the ball. Tim Dwyer has it for the Wide Bay Bulls. Those 2 young players, Brett LeMan and Cavill Hugh, and also Ash, combine very well when there's a break, Henry.
Yes, George. The 3 of them seem to be next to each other, around each other, behind each other all the way in this game. I think it's great for a young side. They've got a great side coming up east.
Gary Prickett. Peter Miles. Miles unloads to Campbell. Campbell put down 10 metres from the halfway line.
He's tried hard, that kid Miles, since he's come on, George.
Certainly has, Henry. Shane Beetson. And since I give Shane Beetson a bit of a rev in the third quarter, he's really come alive. He might have heard me, Henry. What did you tell him?
Yeah.
Oh, you've been having a go at me, have you?
No, mate, no.
Richie Summers.
He doesn't mind a kick.
He's thinking. Bradley Backer. Backer loves to run, and away he goes. Can he get through? Yes, he can. Oh, this is the ball. Pull down anyway. And away go the Wide Bay Bulls this time. Back inside. Tim Dwyer. Dwyer gets to Cavill Hugh, and Hugh wrestles him into touch. Scrum to pack. Eastern Suburbs, by the way, have defeated in the State League Central Queensland 31-8, Wynnum 37-20, Toowoomba 26 points to 17, and the Gold Coast 21-8. Of course, they lost to North Queensland and Ayr by 21 points to 8, which was a bit of a shock up there, but they've had a good form right through the State League. Peter Miles. Miles gets the pass away. Well done, Tanner. Tanner dummies. Comes back inside, the big fellow. Looks for support now. Bang! Goes into Michael Booth.
He's not sure what's going on. He's playing it by ear.
Out it goes to Summers. Come on, Wide Bay. Can they score again? Out it goes this time to Connell, the big winger, on the quarterway.
Might be another Noah Savua.
It could be a Savua. Summers again. Good ball sense. Dummies. Can he get away? Up over the top. Through. Oh, 6 to go indicated. Run, son. He's lost the ball.
What a tragedy.
Eastern Suburbs ball. Unfortunate. Had 6 to go. Men over. But couldn't capitalise on that one, Wide Bay. Michael Booth gives it to Zach Sara. This is where East are dangerous here. When they're down in their own quarter, they put on the attack and usually fly one end of the field or the other. Gavin Payne. Payne put down 20 metres inside his own territory. Full time about 3 minutes away. Paul Kahn. Now it goes to LeMan. Here's trouble. LeMan looks for Tangle on the inside. Tangle with a bit of speed. Connell pulls him down. Good work, son.
Big fella.
Good defence. Tangle. They won't let him up. They could get a penalty out of it, but they don't want it. Tangle plays it back. Should be 6 to go.
No, he had his hands up, George. He had his hands up.
He had his hands up. Well,
yeah.
I'll give him that one.
No, well, that's it. He's not in the play.
He should get out of the road.
No, he shouldn't.
OK, pal. We used to have a hooker down in Coolangatta. We used to call him Hands Up Roberts.
Yeah.
You know why?
What?
Every time the whistle used to blow, he used to put on and say, oh, it wasn't my fault, sir. Throw his hands in the air. So...
I tell you, that fella can run when he gets in the open, can't he? Connell?
Connell, yes.
I think, who was that come in and took that ball? I think he thought he was home.
Tangle, yeah.
Tangle, yes.
Yeah, he was coaching. He thought, where am I going to put this down?
Not to be. Eastern Suburbs trying to get to the half-century, leading by 48 points to 8. About a minute and a half left in this game. If Wide Bay can win the ball, they can hang on to it. But they get the penalty anyway. Wide Bay's penalty. The try scorers for East, Michael Booth, Mark Payne, Brett Tangle, Brigginshaw 3, Brett LeMan, Cavill Hugh, and Shane McNally. Also Jeff Ash. That's their 9 tries, and Sorry, 10 tries. 9 of them converted by Shane McNally for the 48 points. And for Wide Bay, a try by Mark Connell and Gary Prickett. And Prickett kicking 1 goal for their 8 points. Peter Miles. Miles.
Everybody else has given up except him.
He's playing very well. So Eastern Suburbs have scored the highest number of points in any game so far and have equalled Brothers' record of scoring 10 tries in a game. Connell once again, love to see him have a run if he can get away. He couldn't. Summers backing up beautifully. Pulled down, but it was a forward pass indicated. Forward pass indicated. And the penalty kick to be taken by Eastern Suburbs. The full-time Hooters almost upon us. There it is. The penalty kick must be taken. And we'll see if Eastern Suburbs can put points on after the full-time Hooter and crack the 50 margin. 48 points to 8 at this stage. They'll have to put the bomb up. McNally with the ball. Up it goes, and we'll wait to see what the result is. Through go Eastern Suburbs. Michael Booth after it. Dwyer loses it and lost inside the end goal area full time. So Eastern Suburbs defeat Wide Bay by 48 points to 8.
48 to 8 by East. It sounds like a one-day match at the cricket ground. But never mind, it was a great match for Eastern Suburbs only. I thought in the Wide Bay side that players like Michael Curran never gave up. Mark Connell, Gary Prickett, Greg Henry, and also Peter Miles when he come on. But overall and above, the back row forwards of East completely dominated the game. I thought in the fact that Brett Leman Cavalier had a great game, Zach Zara and Jeff Ash, a little wonder he keeps on going around. Larry Brickenshaw served his backs well with the benefit of Brett Tangle and Mark Payne running well. I hate to see these games happen, but I think at this stage of the game, Wide Bay haven't got much to go for. Their players are getting experience. They've got one more game in the cup, and that's it. East are throwing the ball around. As George said earlier, they've scored a lot of points in winning games. But I seem to think deep down in my heart to win a grand final in these conditions, in the first one and then in the comp, I wonder, like when they played Ayr, they were held up to pressure for half a game. Do they keep throwing it around and make mistakes, or should they close it up? Or has Johnny Lang got them to know how to close up?
Don't forget, of course, we have highlights coming up tonight of the game between Wests and Redcliffe. That's our next one here at League Headquarters. So I hope you'll join us then. Until then, Billy J. Smith for all the group, signing off from League 82.